Welcome to Bottom Finders Daily 3, where we break down two bottoming stocks and one stock you may want to avoid. My goal is simple: bring you fresh ideas, challenge the way you think about the market, and help you learn how to trade more like institutional investors. Now, I'm just a random guy on YouTube armed with some pretty good technology, so don't take financial advice or candy from strangers, and always do your own research and consult with a professional regarding investments. The format is fast and the analysis is sharp. We'll cover the two bottoming opportunities first, and then we'll talk about one stock that could be setting up for trouble. All right, so we're going to kick it off with the first bottom, and that is the Starbucks. Currently, the demand is sitting at 48. What you're looking at is the demand oscillator, which typically gyrates between 40 and 60. Currently, it is at 40. It is in a really good place to where that the demand can be built up, and that's how it generally works. Institutional investors who own the stock will essentially push the price up, get people coming in the door, and then they can start selling it to them at an elevated price. We clearly see the institutional investors are in control of the supply. They are on the upper band. And when we impose the retail investors, we see they're on the lower side. This is the perfect setup for building the demand. We see that it looks like it started here, but hasn't necessarily taken off just yet. This right here at some point will eventually come down to here, and that is quite a ways of selling. Will look something like this as it builds momentum. And vice versa, retail will also head north. Now, looking at the volume balance, which is the net balance or net volume between the inflows and outflows, anything below the zero line goes to institutional investors, anything above goes to retail investors. We clearly see that institutions have just been accumulating this stock, and even more so of recent, where they have pushed it really hard down to the bottom with hitting the our maximum rating on the volume balance. So we clearly see here there's been accumulation just about at every slump. Now let's go take a look at Starbucks with the institutional investors and who is involved with this stock. Right out the gate, I do want to note that we are seeing a 7.5% decrease in the stock from an institutional perspective. So really, that's essentially its outflow, right? So we've got approximately 91 million in shares that have left the stock. We see it here. This number was actually reported in the most recent quarter. So now we're kind of seeing the price or the institution step back in. I think this is broad across a lot of the stocks. Given that we were in a tight squeeze on the discretionary and some of the luxurious goods like expensive coffee, but overall, we saw it come down a little bit, and now we saw a bump here as of the recent few weeks. I don't see this as an exodus or massive outflows, but there was a little bit of outflows, something that is worth mentioning. Now, looking at the rest of the data, we're looking at overall we have approximately 30,000 calls to 20,000 puts. So, it's a 3-to-2 ratio, and it is there's more calls than puts. That's the takeaway from this. Now we do have some onboarding of institutional investors. It's quite a few shares that they're coming to get onboarded with. I'm seeing shares upwards of 100 million. So something has to be said for that. And then when we look at who the institutional holders are, we see that Vanguard is in there. Morgan Stanley, who is the market maker, they're in there. And then we see Goldman Sachs is another market maker. So they're loaded up to try to make money off this stock, and they're gonna make markets and move the stock around. And based on the supply and demand, we saw the demand is low. The institutions have it and have control of the supply. So it's not far fetched that it will be pointing in the rise of the demand, which is an increase in the price. All right, so looking at the technicals for Starbucks, we're sitting here at about 101 or 100 even. Uh, we have sort of went up and came back down below this price level. These are the price zones that I've set onto the chart. So what we need to look for is essentially the price itself to stay above the 100 mark, And this will help us confirm that it's going to stay within this price zone. So what you want to do is pay attention to this here, to this level. That level is 100. We see the MACD is turning up, and this is a positive sign. Once it breaks over the zero line, I think that's confirmation that the trend is turning bullish. This has an opportunity to run up to the 111. And then from there, if it's able to break this resistance, then it should be able to run to at least 122. So something to keep an eye on is this 100 line. You want that to act as a support, and if you see it stay above that, then we're looking potentially at a run to 111. All right, now we're going to the next one, which is TAP. All right, so now on TAP, what we are seeing is a demand of 43. Again, this oscillates between 40 and 60, and anytime it gets or touches or goes below or above those thresholds, it will look to turn back around. We see that it dipped down to 35, and it is now steady climbing up. It's sitting at 43 with plenty of room to run up. We're looking at the chart. We see it clearly down here at a bottom of sorts. Now, imposing the institutional investors, we see that they have accumulated the stock, and they are currently in control of the supply, and they did that just about right here. Minus this little run up, this area was ultimately an accumulation for them. And then when we impose the retail investors, we see clearly that they are on the lower range of the control of the supply. So this provides us the opportunity for institutional investors to essentially tickle demand, get the price going up, and then sell into it and watch the customers come marching in. Now, looking at the volume balance, we clearly see here that there has been heavy accumulation. Anything below this line is the institutional accumulation or the overflow into the institution. So this sets up for basically the institutional investors to open up shop and start selling into the rise of the price or the demand. So, and we could see that here. Now, let's go take a look at their institutional investors. And here we do see a change of about 23%. So the institutional investors have at some level changed, reduced their position. We saw that here. And while this can cause heartburn, it's not a completely abandoning the stock. So, but the stock does change hands. Overall, we also see an increase of about 8%. So there is some silver lining there. Now, coming down to look at the additional data, we see that the calls and puts are pretty much similar. So it's really a wash there. We have onboarded some additional investors. Looks like BlackRock may have even added to their position. Looking at who the investors are, we see Vanguard and BlackRock right at the top, and that's what I like to see. And then we do see Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs as their market makers. So this stock has got game. Okay, definitely, it'll be one that they're gonna maneuver and run up. Right now, it's sitting up against the $42 price line or price zone. It was in the 38 to the 42 price zone, and what we're looking for it is to break out of that price zone and have it sort of close in this area over here. And once it does that, then you should be good to go with entering a position here, putting stops here, and setting yourself up to protect yourself, of course. And then I strongly believe that it's going to probably run up to 50. So with the MACD being in such a area that has lots of room to grow, there's definitely a potential. We saw the institutional investors, the demand, the retail, the accumulation of volume balance. So there is definitely room for this to run up. Just put your stops and wait for it to close over 42. Now, jumping over to our third, which is one to avoid. And this is one that we are highlighting to not get into if you're not in it. Now, this particular stock is ODFL. And in looking at where the demand sits, it is currently at 69. So it is very stretched. And this, I am nearly sure it's going to come back down. So now I don't recommend shorting, because I just don't make those recommendations. But if you are in this stock, go ahead and take profit, because this thing is going to turn back down and start heading south. This right here is just, it's way too stretched. Now let's put the institutional investors. We see that they have no product, so they themselves are out. And then putting the retail investors, it looks like they are completely in control of the bag. They're holding the bag. So they're up here. And if you're not taking profit, you need to take profit. Now, it could run up more. You never know with these things. But for me, when I see something like this, it's time to take profit. Looking at the volume balance, we clearly see that they went into distribution. This was the result of this spike here, and they took everything that they accumulated here and distributed it. So now you're looking at institutional investors pretty much holding everything in this. And what they will do is they will look to bring that price down. Okay. It doesn't take long for them to do that. They'll put out a couple of news articles, throw out there a bad analysis review of some sorts. And then what will happen is the price will start gradually coming down. They will push it down even further by playing on the level 2 and get the price down. Now let's go look at their institutional holders. And here we see that there was a change of about 12% on the negative side, but there was also an addition of 12% on the positive side. So really pretty much it was a wash, but somewheres up until about 2024, they onboarded a large number of investors, or just even sold maybe one investor a large portion of the shares. But when we look at various stocks, we're seeing this little trend here. So, we saw this with the first stock, even Starbucks. The money is coming back into the market with this spike across the board, and there was a little bit of slump that has to do maybe with the U.S.-Iran war. But overall, it's pretty consistent on the institutional investors. Looking at the calls to puts, we see really 2-to-1 fold here. So we got calls sitting at 693 against 352 on the puts. So this is a good sign. They onboarded some additional investors or institutional investors, or some of them may have just added to their shares. And I think that's probably what this is, including BlackRock and Vanguard. So when we sort here, we right away we see the big guns at the top. And it's always good to see them at the top, because then that gives us confidence. When we see them down here, almost taking a marginal position, and it's not really all that great. We see Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs is definitely in there as their market maker. Now, going to look at their chart, we see the chart is really stretched, right? So we went in a matter of maybe 6 months from about 130 to approximately 250. And that's how it's big, right? And it's quite the run up, and it's really time to take profit. Um, we're coming up on potentially the next pricing level, which is what, 250. It is 250. So it hit the 250 and came back down. Now, if you want to play the long side, and you want to enter here, your next stop could potentially be 290, but I would not play this. Right now, this thing, you're looking to it to come at least down to 210. That's the next level that I would expect it to come down to. And if it's really stretched, and we saw here that the retail investors are pretty much holding the bag, it'll probably come down to 170 or somewhere in the middle over here. Maybe this resistance here might stop it from bleeding too much. But overall, this one is the one to avoid, ODFL. We hope these picks gave you some trading ideas on where the smart money is and where it's not. We're not perfect, so be sure to do your homework. All the charts, graphs, and data are available to you on bottomfinders.com. Head over there to create a free profile and get started. Also, feel free to discuss any of these picks in the comments below, as your experience might help others in deciding their next move. If you found value in this video, click subscribe and give it a like. It helps us stay motivated, and we truly appreciate your support. Until the next video, trade smart and be patient for the right deal to come along. Adios!